Hi, everybody. Welcome back to day six. Thank you for the participant that got on live and told me that there was no sound in my last attempt because I avoided wasting 45 minutes of my time before I can actually speak with you and you hear me out. So I'm going to invite you once again to introduce yourself. Let me know where you're tuning in from and share at least one thing you got out of your participation in this training that has made a difference. Maybe it is something that inspires you, maybe it's back in action, maybe it's getting out of overwhelm, maybe it's a new determination, whatever it is that you accomplished so far on day six. I would love to know what that is, what has been something that made a difference for you so far, and share it in the chat. You also want to let us know where you're tuning in from. There's people from the West Coast, there's people from Europe, there's people from all around the world that are coming in. And so let us know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you. And just gonna take a moment just to share this live once again inside of the Facebook group. If you know me, I don't give up so easily, but this tech issue sometimes can be a lot to deal with. And if you know anything about Mercury retrograde, that is the season that we're starting, which is a known season for issues with computers and or any kind of device, electronic devices. So not to be overwhelmed with that. All right, here we are. I already posted it in the group. If you're tuning in live and you can hear me, let me know you hear me loud and clear. So I'm not talking to myself in silence here in the live. Thank you for having participated thus far. Today is day six. Yesterday we talked about the identity shift. What does it take for me to embody, to wear a new costume, to step into the new version of who I am, how I want to manifest things in the world, who do I want to show up as in the new version of us is the one that accomplishes the goal, that gets to the destination with a victory, to start being that version of ourselves right now in this moment versus waiting for that to happen at any other point of time. And so I invite you to embody the version of you with the characteristics, with the dreams, with the commitment, 100%, so that you can make that path into transformation, into the new world that you want to create much faster. And so we are talking today, how can we step in that level of confidence and being self-assured, right? That confidence and being self-assured, being able to trust ourselves. Because if you are anything like me and you want to accomplish, sometimes it takes a period of time before you're able to do it. So you start, you do the actions, and sometimes the outcome will be fulfilled, sometimes you fail. And so every time you fail, you feel like a little bit resigned, cynical, overwhelmed, frustrated, hopeless, whatever it is that comes up. And in order for us to be able to start and continue with consistency to get to our destination is to gain that sense of confidence and assurance, trusting ourselves. And that is going to be a transformation on its own because many times we are very hard on ourselves. We have high demands. We expect perfectionism and we beat ourselves up or make ourselves wrong when we don't get to accomplish those goals. And so we have to lower the expectations in a way is I'm going to go into the three topics that we're going to talk about today that are related with that, but in a way is being more graceful and being more curious on how you operate versus being so demanding of yourself, expecting perfection, expecting outcomes to be fulfilled, and having that attachment to the outcome that you want to accomplish to the point that if it doesn't happen that way, that frustration, that tension between what you think it needs to happen and what is actually happening is going to deviate you from being able to get to your goal. And so keeping in mind that the mindset that you bring and how you act and the embodiment of who you are being in this moment is ultimately what's going to cause you to have that trust, that self assurance, and that confidence, or it's going to be hesitation, doubt, not sure if I can, not sure if I will, and that sense of, not feeling confident. And so And so let's talk about three things that is going to take for us to reconnect with that sense of confidence and assurance and that I can do whatever it is that I want to accomplish. The first thing is creating a small little goal, a small little goal, something that, if you notice the last few days in the homework, I didn't give you a lot of things to do. I didn't give you a list with bullets on what to accomplish, what to do, what to focus on, hard work and efforting and all these things. I actually gave you two or three little things to do in the last 4 days that will give you 5 days actually, that will give you access to have a small win. Why? Because when we have a small win and we pat ourselves in the back, we increase our confidence. We're able to see that being possible, and we're able to embody that version of ourselves that is already there. I have that belief, I have the confidence, I have what it takes. I'm not doubting, I'm not hesitating, I'm not beating myself up or making myself wrong. I'm going full speed ahead. And so making that determination for small outcomes to happen allows you that when you get to the outcome, when you get to that result, when you get to accomplish that which you said you would do, what is going to be key is for you to celebrate, 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 celebrate. Make it a big thing. Take advantage of that opportunity and celebrate whatever it is that you accomplish. That's the second step. So small goal, accomplishment, and celebrate, right? We tend to be a little bit humble. We tend to think, many of us think that celebrating is bragging or being conceited or being entitled or whatever the case might be, but none of that matters. If we want to strengthen our confidence and assurance and self-trust, it is important that we start celebrating ourselves for the things that we already accomplish. And that celebration creates a synergy, consistency, and allows that flow to start happening so that you can keep on going. That synergy, that momentum allows you to keep on going, accomplishing another goal and another goal and another goal. But it's going to start with a small commitment and a celebration. The next step for you to be able to accomplish that is to develop that sense of strength and confidence from that accomplishment and celebration that you're able to stay committed. We undermine what the consistency can create. We don't realize compound effect day after day, little by little goal, little goal, little goal, keep on going. And it's day after day where you make that little bit of change. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be a glorious outcome overnight. And so you have to be able to put your effort day after day, little by little, accomplish a goal, celebrate, accomplish a goal, celebrate. And that little by little will create that synergy, that flow, that momentum that would allow you to say, I got this. I can do it. There's nothing that can stop me now. I'm confident, I'm self-reliant, and I'm sure about myself. I trust myself to be able to accomplish that. And those things are going to be required in your path because when we operate from the old version of ourselves, and we're not even going to highlight her anymore that much, but it's a sense of doubt, hesitation, procrastination, lack of commitment, inconsistency, right? If you look at the old version of ourselves, when we couldn't accomplish the goal, that's what showed up. All of things that we mentioned. So, what is it going to take for you to embody the new version of yourself? And I'm going to invite you to ask the question. There's going to be one simple question today. And the question is, what would somebody that loves herself do? What would somebody that loves herself do in respect to self-care, in respect to working out, eating right, meditating, resting, having fun, finding things that bring you joy and practicing more of that, spending time with loved ones, doing things that nourish your soul? What would a person that loves herself do? And then wait for the answer. We have the answers within. Sometimes we're seeking out the answers or the solutions or the guidance from outside, but the guidance comes from within. We know what we have to do, and we really start. We need to start embodying that version of like the person that loves herself. What would she do? She would take care of herself with a non-negotiable expectation. What would she do? Prepare her meals from scratch and prepare the best ingredients so that she has available to cook her meals. Maybe she'll go to sleep a little bit earlier. Maybe she will wake up a little bit earlier. Maybe she will say, I got this. I can do it. There's nothing that can stop me now. I'm confident. I'm self reliant. more no's and less explanations. Maybe she would avoid the guilt and shame or projections from other people that expect things from us. So, what is it going to be for you? So, sometimes when we think of ourselves, it's hard to actually understand how to accomplish this. So, what you want to think of is what would a person that loves herself, what would a woman that loves herself would do? Because that will give you a clear indication on what is it going to take, how can you shift into that. And when you gain that clarity, then it's action, right? So action is going to be the next thing. Continuity, consistency, discipline. Call it however you want, but it's stay in the course repetitively. Not one day, not 1 week, not 1 month, but to do this over and over for a period of time, consistently, non-negotiable, committed, discipline is the key to all. And that's why I have you coming in for 21 days and I have little homework that you can start doing because we want to build that momentum. We want to build that synergy. We want to gain that trust in ourselves. We want to gain that you can do this attitude, right? And many times what shows up when you come to the beginning of the training is that sense of resignation, frustration, hopelessness, being resigned, cynical, wanting to give up. I don't know if I can accomplish this. Might as well not try because I don't want to fail again. And so, in order for us to be able to accomplish this, we start with a small step. We celebrate the accomplishment of that small step. As little as it could be, is something significant for ourselves. So it's me, myself, and I. I need to focus on me. It doesn't matter how big it is for anybody else, or if it's a big goal compared to anybody else. It's about you. Is this goal taking everything that you need and must put in for you to accomplish it? Then it's time to celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Maybe you can share with other people. Maybe you can buy something or get something for yourself. Reward yourself in the way that you can, that you want. And then the step after that to continue with this sense of synergy and or momentum is to continue the action, right? It's not today or tomorrow, it's the whole week, then the whole month, then the whole year, and keep on going with it. So if you made a commitment to maybe lose some body fat, then you have to go to the gym, you have to eat right, you need to go to sleep, you need to find ways to relax and have fun. All those things are going to be important. And in order for you to accomplish your goal, it's a period of time. It's not just a week, it's not just a month, it's going to be months, maybe many months, maybe half a year, maybe a year, depending on how much you need to accomplish. And so keeping your mindset for the long term in yourself and staying there consistent. It's not just one time or today or this week. It's day after day, consistently. Keep on showing up, even if it's not perfect, even if I don't feel like it. Don't even ask yourself if you feel like it or not. You know, if the body says, I don't want to do that, thanks for sharing, let's go. We go anyways. And so the sense of confidence will come from repetitive action that you can celebrate. That confidence of having accomplished one thing one time will make you hopeful that you can do it again and again and again. But the key is going to be that celebration and that long-term commitment that keeps the consistency going, the action day after day, showing up for yourself, committing to the new practices and everything else that you need to do. And so, what we are going to set up for the homework for today is deciding what you're going to focus on from today until tomorrow. One action, one thing that you're going to create. Maybe is waking up early. Maybe is meditating. Maybe is a little bit of movement. Maybe is sleeping in and not worrying about what needs to be done. Maybe is saying no when I mean to say no versus saying yes. And then we're going to give ourselves 24 hours to accomplish that goal. And when we get to the goal, set your mindset with whatever it is that you want to, create as a form of celebration. Maybe you give yourself a gift. Maybe you share with somebody who cares about you. Maybe you buy something or you go somewhere or you allow yourself to do something as a type of reward for that accomplishment that you've done because we're like little kids inside of our bodies. And so we have to really reassure as well as reward that little version of ourselves that's inside. As adults, we become dull, boring, demanding, disciplined. repetitive. Sometimes we become negative or hopeless or whatever it is. And what is important to address is that the little girl inside of us celebration. And so set a goal between today and tomorrow. The deadline is going to be tomorrow. I think I'm going to do the live at the same time at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I ask you to share in the homework when you've done it and then celebrate. What are you doing to celebrate? One of the ways that I like to celebrate anything I accomplish is giving myself the opportunity for a massage. It's one of the best things you just got to do it, give yourself the opportunity to get a reward, to give yourself a little nourishing, to pull yourself, to do the thing that feels good, to allow yourself to do it without worrying, without feeling wrong, without feeling selfish or thinking that it's too much XYZ if I do. Yeah, give yourself a big reward, celebrate yourself, pat yourself in the back. And that sense of accomplishment is going to give you an opportunity to I invite you to share your outcomes from the homework in the group. We're going to be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. again tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the lives together and I'm going to put them in an email form and I'm going to send them for you guys so that you can actually, review whatever you missed and that you're able to participate. And let me see if there's anything else. Yes, I wanted to do the free session for today. So the people that have been participating in the homework, that been active in the live and or watching the replays or making the comments in the group, they're going to have an opportunity to win a free session. And the free session for today is for PJ. PJ, I know you have a lot going on and you were there in the live to have a session with me. If you want to take advantage of that, I will reach out to you and be able to schedule a time that works for both of us. You've been supporting us and being a high vibe and encouraging person here in this group for a while. So I appreciate you and we'll be in touch soon. Other than that, I'll be going live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will send an email with all the replays up until now. So you have them accessible for the ones that didn't get started or want to get started or got started, but you don't know. You can go to the little magnifying glass, look for the day one, day two, day three, whatever many, and you can put the live or you can put the homework, and then you should be able to catch up with everything there. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Enjoy it, and I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have anything you want to ask me, share or ponder with me, I'll be happy to talk with you. Just don't hesitate to reach out to me by email and or social media, whatever way you know how to. Okay, take care. Have a